Good morning, everybody. I hope somebody's going to join me this morning. I know that I gave you guys homework. I asked you to look at the animals outside or in your home to see what you could gather from observing them. Hopefully you have kitties at home and you can really observe how they are. I also wanted to spend a few minutes answering any questions. If you guys remember, I said if you guys have any questions, please let's do it right now before we start our session so that I may answer it. If I know the answer, I will be more than glad to answer. So I see some of you are on. So let me know if you have any questions, any comments. This has really been interesting to me, the response. It seems like most people watch it afterwards, which is fine. I know a lot of people are probably, different parts of the world and they're tuning in later. Everybody seems to be really busy now, which is good. I'm really glad to hear that everybody's doing something to help others. And I've seen so many live videos and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So I hope that all of you are taking something from all the teachings that you're learning. And if you have any questions and you want to say hello right now, let me know. I see somebody coming on. Jorge, buenos días. Buenos días, Jorge. ¿De dónde eres? I have quite a few of you. So if you have questions, please let's take the time now to answer those questions that you might have. Remember that I am not a Sifu master. I'm just a Tai Chi player. Sheila, hello. Good morning. Hola, soy de Argentina. Jorge de Argentina. Saludos. Good morning. Karima Ali. Good morning. So glad you guys could join me. So I hope that you guys stick around, eat with Jay. Good morning, good afternoon in the UK. Sheila Rowland, welcome. Anybody have any questions? Did any of you observe kitties or birds or a dog this weekend to see how they react and how they move? I watch you all the time, eat with Jay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. One of the homeworks that I assigned, I guess I'm so used to being a teacher and instructor that I'm always assigning something to do, but I just wanted you guys to observe animals, and they're usually, for the most part, very peaceful, very calm, very quiet all the time. Osana from Finland, welcome, welcome. So in observing animals, you find that their nature is mainly just to be really calm all the time, and that's the way we strive in Tai Chi for balance. The balance of the peace and the harmony and everything that we do, everything from opening a door to talking with your friends. And that's another thing I want you guys to start observing in nature and in people around you. Which one's being a little bit more yin or more yang. And for instance, in water is both yin and yang. It's very soothing, it's very calm. It's very, it flows everywhere, it doesn't discriminate. However, it can also be very powerful and very strong. If you see waterfalls coming down, it can really shape smooth out the rocks. It can penetrate through the earth, even just one drop consistently, dripping can make a indentation on a rock or on the earth. So water is very soft and yin and beautiful, and it flows everywhere and calm, but it can also be very powerful. That's an example of how, yielding and how yin can overcome yang and vice versa. So it's important for us to start taking it outside of us and observing that. Where do you see the yin? Where do you see the yang? Another thing that I really wanted to talk to you guys about today is, now that you've been following this Tai Chi, let's see if somebody has a question. Give me just 1 second. A medical massage practitioner, Kareem Ali, congratulations that you're a medical therapist. That's wonderful. Especially for us therapists, we really need to incorporate the Tai Chi, and Kisses from Brazil. Jacqueline dos Santos. Saludos. Bienvenida. One of the things that we really need to incorporate is how do we incorporate the chi into our practice? Our intent. Remember, intent is very important. We have the good intentions of helping our clients. In turn, we have to be in a good place ourselves because our clients can really feel it. There's an old saying in Tai Chi, and that with Chi, that if there's stagnation of Chi, there is pain. And if there's stagnation and there's pain, where the mind goes, the Chi flows. So now that you're learning how to move this Chi around and feel it in your own body, and even if you don't feel it, that's okay. Just have the intent in your mind. Remember, intent is very powerful. So now you're directing it. You're directing that Chi for where you want it to go. If you have a headache, do the deep breaths. Breathe to your dantian. Remember, your dantian is your center of gravity within your body. It's 2 to 3 inches below your navel and 2 to 3 inches inside. So this is your center of gravity in your body. And so you can breathe all the way to dantian. And once you get good at really feeling and maybe not even feeling, but visualize where you want your chi to flow. If you have a headache, let's practice that right now. If you have a headache, send that chi to that part of your body, because where there is stagnation, there's pain. Where the mind goes, the chi flows. So with all that being said, let's get started. Let's play with our chi for a little bit. So let's get some chi flowing here, like you're holding a ball, like you're pulsating, like you're breathing. Exhale. Inhale. And just feel that. You might feel tingling, you might feel warm. Whatever you feel is okay. And if you don't feel anything, that's okay. Just visualize. Monks, they visualize, because this is used for battle too, or it was with the monks. It was a self-defense. They couldn't visualize actually, they couldn't actually go out there and practice hurting somebody or killing somebody, so they would visualize it. Visualizing is very powerful, guys. So visualize the chi. This is where positive thinking comes in. It creates neurons, new passageways in your body. So aside from the fact that it affects the nervous system and helps you relax, it also helps you create things. So now that I feel it now. I feel some kind of it feels heavy, like energy. And we can create a little bit of chi or a lot of chi, depending, of how we're doing that day. So now that we feel it and we're holding it, let's turn it to the side and pour it from one hand to the other, and just lean slightly with your legs and turn your torso and just pour it. Whoa. I really feel that. Now that we've generated some chi that we can hopefully feel or sense, now send it to that part of your body. It might be your chest, it might be your low back. Just let's take a few deep breaths. Remember to sink all the way to your dantian and just feel that chi flowing through you. Or at least have the intent of sending it to that body area that is hurting. Tai Chi is the martial arts, so it was used. All the acupuncture points are the same. There's 365 points in the body, and they can be used for either or. They could either be used for healing or for killing. You know, strike. You know, there's a part where you can strike, where you can affect the whole circulatory system and stop the heart. It would stop the heart not even that same day. It would stop the heart 2 days later, so nobody would know, that they had been, hit. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that every meridian can be used for healing or for self-defense. So with that being said, the point is for you guys to learn to heal yourselves, to send that chi where you need it. All this creation of energy, well, we're not creating the energy is everywhere. We're just generating more energy, and there's different levels that we can create. Sometimes you feel lethargic and your chi is not flowing. You feel really tired, not motivated, so your chi is low. So you're trying to raise your chi, so then now you can start sending it to different places, using it for different, and use it for good instead of evil. That's what my Sifu always used to say, use it for good instead of evil. Don't think, oh, I have all this chi, I'm mad at so-and-so. No, this is used for good, not for evil. So let's shake like a tree. Let's just let all that chi come out of us. Just shake for a minute here. Shake it all off. Shake all that negativity off. Everything we've been under, any stress or anything, just shake it all off like a tree shakes its branches or its leaves to, and during the fall. Oh, I wish I have a long comment there. I wish I could read it. Anyway, so remember to sync 3 things. Sync the breath to the dantian, sync the shoulders. You don't want to have your shoulders up, and sync the elbows. You never really want to have elbows, and this is actually for protection mechanism, because if you were, let's say you were sparring, and you don't want to leave any vital points where they can strike and hit you. This is the reason why. One of the reasons you tuck in your chin slightly, your tailbone slightly, and your tongue to your palate. And now I'm telling you about syncing 3 things. This is new. I hadn't talked about syncing 3 things. Somebody's saying hello. His figured Italy helps. Okay, good. I'm glad you're really, enjoying this and that it helps. So let's continue with our Qigong exercises. Remember, this is breath work. So let's do this one where you pass the ball forward. Inhale as you're coming in, and exhale. And when you're doing an arch or stance, you always want to turn, let me see, I don't know if you can see my toes, but you always want to turn the toes in like about an inch, in to protect all the vital points in the middle, okay? You don't ever want to expose yourself. And these are just rules. And even though there's so many different forms, the Yang, the Chen, the Wu, the Li, the Su, there's different styles of Tai Chi, but they do mainly have all the same principles, where you sync the breath, where you, curl your tongue and touch it to your palate, where you sync the shoulders and the elbows, where you flow. They very much all have the same principles. And that's what you're learning here with me, just a introduction. Remember, I'm not a master. I'm not a Sifu. I'm just a Tai Chi player, and I love it. And I figured, if I wait to be an expert, I'll never teach it, because it's a lifelong process of learning. So I figured I was, compelled to do this because I figured there was a need. And even though I'm not a master, I figure I'll share the little bit that I do know, because it's going to benefit somebody out there. Somebody out there needs to start feeling in some sort of control of their life, because I think so much of it we feel out of control, and that's one of the things that starts depressing people, when we feel so out of control of our own life. So having some control, our thoughts. Last time I mentioned Viktor Frankl. Please look him up. Viktor Frankl really helped me 30 years ago, or 20 years ago, maybe, when I started reading his books. And he was in a concentration camp, and he talked about the mindset. Even though he was in a very horrible place, his mindset is what helped him survive. So, okay, so we passed the ball. Let's do something for, I don't think we've done this one. Palms facing forward. Now let's step forward like you're throwing a ball and lean back. And I know all of these have fancy names, but I've actually forgotten a lot of the names. And that doesn't matter, just do it. And remember, don't hurt yourselves. If it hurts, adjust to whatever feels comfortable for you. Let's do some spinal breathing. Now you arch, bring your elbows together and bend forward. Inhale and go back without hurting yourselves. Forward. Here, let's do a little bit more of a horse stance and put your hands over your knees and stretch toward to the right and feel that stretch behind your kidneys, by your kidneys. Remember that all of these exercises, you can, make them as comfortable or as challenging as you want, I know some of you are in great shape and, don't get much benefit from this, but you can, do the horse stance a little bit wider. I remember when I used to be able to do this, wax on, wax off, all the way down and up, this is really a good challenge. Go only as slow as you can. Go up. And this is really good for the quads and the hamstrings and your glutes. And, I'm really not in shape, so it's hard for me to do this now. I can maybe do one or two really low where you sit and then come back slowly. Remember I told you guys that it's a lot harder to do one push-up really slow than to do 10 of them really fast. So there is a lot of challenge in doing, Tai Chi. I won't do too many of those because I don't want to show off and then hurt my back. But you guys can do that one on your own. Okay, so let's do the form. I think we've done, I don't know how many steps we've done, and they all have different names, but I just, I don't want to get caught up into, this is called this and that one's called that. Let's do this one since I'm already doing it. You can lift your leg higher if you want more of a challenge. Okay. So how's that feeling? Are you guys still feeling totally lost, or you feel like you're learning a little bit more? And remember, you always, curl your tongue, touch your palate, sink the dantian, drop the shoulders, tuck in the chin, the tailbone, and like if you're being suspended with a string to keep the spine. Actually, the spine has four curves, from the cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and then sacrum. So it's got four now because it's like a spring. The reason it curves like that to be able to give you, if it was a straight line, it would break. You would have way more fractures if your spine was completely straight. So thus the reason it has four curves, kind of like the way the springs are, like the shock absorbers in your car. They make you, flow, you feel less bounce. And that's another thing about the form, the Tai Chi form, is that we shouldn't be bobbing up and down. We should keep our center of gravity all even. It should breathe. It should breathe, just the way we are breathing, but we shouldn't be bobbing our head up and down. So with all that being said, I can tell I did something to my leg because I can't raise this leg. Anyway, it's just, sometimes I overdo things. And smile within. All those things to think about, I know. I'm sorry. So when you get to this level, remember you stop observing your hands, drop the shoulders at this point, drop the shoulders, make a circle. At the same time you're making a circle, you sink a little bit, okay? Once you have this nice circle here, now you're gonna step out and your hands are gonna be, remember this is a strike. So you're going forward, breathe in, exhale, drop the elbows here. Your elbow shouldn't be up. You shouldn't be exposing your axillary artery, so you drop it, push back. When you come back, it's like you're holding the ball of energy. And remember now your squares, your shoulders and your shoulders and your hips should turn at the same time. So when you're here, now you're gonna lift this leg and go to this corner and lean on that right leg to be able to adjust. Come back, forward, inhale, exhale, shoulders down, elbows down. Now you have all your weight on your right leg, and then you're gonna turn. And remember 3 things. So you're in an awkward position right here. So now you want to put all your weight. This right leg is already facing forward. You're gonna put all the weight on that leg so that you can adjust and take the step out with the left. And this is the single whip. So this hand is facing forward. This one's here. Make sure, watch yourself, and you know, whatever, you know, make sure you drop the shoulders and the elbows. Okay, from here we're gonna lean to the right, and our body's still facing forward. We're not doing this. We're just leaning 45 degrees, and our shoulders and hips are facing forward. We're just leaning. Okay, this is another strike right here. Okay, now you bring it up slowly, drop the shoulder. Don't have your arm straight. There's no straight lines in Tai Chi. This is why you always keep your knees slightly bent. So you drop it here and you turn. And as you're coming back, you know, you want to raise this hand at the same time that you're turning so that you can end at the same time. Drop the shoulders again, sink a little bit. And then as you start coming down, your legs should be going out at the same time. And then tucking in the tailbone at the same time you're bringing your hands over your cheeks, right hand in front. Okay. Now you put the weight on the right leg. And you should, this is another one you can hold for a little bit. I mean, not right now with the form, but just to meditate. So you lean over. Okay. Weight on the right leg. There's all the weight should be on the right leg, where you can stand there for a little bit and then step with the left, back. Okay, now you're gonna turn this palm down, the right hand palm down. Now I got lost. Where the heck was I? Turning the tiger's head. Okay, let's take it from, from the single whip. Okay, so here, lean over. Right hand in front. Okay, yeah, let's just take it that far because it's almost time and I've been talking too much. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn around so you guys can watch me. It's already almost 10:30. Remember, 20 minutes is all we need to stimulate all our meridians on our feet of doing this, you know, and start observing. You know I've told you guys this before, and I probably repeat myself a lot, and I do that on purpose, so it'll continue to sink in what's important. You know, what's important. It doesn't matter that this is, you know, collecting celestial energy or playing the guitar. That's the names of them is not what's important. What's important is the basics, and that you're getting your chi flowing, and that you're stimulating your meridians, and that today you're going to learn how to send that chi to where there's pain. Remember, where there's stagnation, there's pain. And where the mind goes, the chi flows. So I'm going to turn around. And even if you don't know the postures, just follow, do your best to follow and keep practicing. I'll be back on Friday. Wednesday, I'm going to be teaching or doing a review on the integumentary system at the same time, 10 o'clock live on YouTube for those of you that need an integumentary system review, which is your largest organ, your skin. I'll be talking about that, and I hope you guys have a great day, create a great day. Don't forget to have the intent of sending your chi. Now that you've created all this chi, send it to where you want it to go in your body. And till the next time, create a great day. Thank you for joining me.